So I'm going to play one more deck here. This is the only competitive deck of the day. I've been excited to try and play this. I play tested it a little bit more this morning. It was the first time I played the deck. So this is mono green Stompy. It's aggressive. It does everything we want. So it has Pelt Collector in the one slot. Trample, we know what Pelt Collector does. We played it already today. Stonecoil Serpent, same thing. Cruel Harpooner deals with flyers. It's also a 3-2 for 2. Scavenging News, our graveyard hate card of choice, in green especially. This card gets big fast. Barkhide Troll is kind of interesting. So it's a 2-2 for 2 green, but it enters with a 1-1 counter. So the stat line on it is fine. For 1 generic mana, remove a 1-1 counter from Barkhide Troll. Barkhide Troll gains Hexproof until end of turn. So the Hexproof can keep it alive against, a removal spell, whatever. Lovestruck Beast. So against aggressive strategies, Lovestruck Beast is awesome. It's a 5/5 for 3 mana. A lot of decks have a hard time getting through it. It will hold the fort for forever. Yorvo, same thing, enters with 4 1-1 counters. It gets bigger every time you play a green creature. So we have 2 Gemraiser in the main. Gemraiser, as we just seen against Reclamation, is really good, especially when we want to play it on a Barkhide Troll. A creature that if they go to interact with it, we can give it, if we have an extra mana, of course. Hexproof. Questing Beast. Great against Planeswalkers, great against anything that has 2 or less power. One of the big payoffs to playing this archetype is Vivien Arcbow Ranger. Vivien is a 4-mana 4 loyalty Planeswalker that ticks up to 5, giving 2 1/1 counters among 2 target creatures. They also gain trample, so it really gives aggression to the deck. Being able to give a Lovestruck Beast or a Yorvo trample on turn 4 as they swing is quite aggressive. It also doubles down as removal. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker for a -3 ability. That's just the kind of reach that we want in playing a deck like this. Traditionally, decks like this struggle a little bit with that type of play pattern. Planeswalkers, hard to reach. If there's any type of board stall, this just allows us to go over top. Okay, you may choose a creature card you own from outside the game, reveal it, and put it into your hand. So that is just coming from the sideboard. I would be playing 3 Viviens, but I'm trying, 4 mana Vivien. I'm trying 1 5-mana Vivien, Vivien Monsters Advocate. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may cast creature spells from the top of your library. So what that allows us to do is when we draw a card to our hand, we do not have to overcommit from our hand. It's almost like green card advantage. If we have a creature sitting on top of our deck, we can cast it from the top of our deck, keeping cards in our hand. Also, the +1 is making 3/3s every turn that you can put a Vigilance, Reach, or a Trample counter on. And then -2 says when you cast your next creature spell this turn, search your library for a creature card with lesser converted mana cost, put it onto the battlefield and shuffle your library. So it just allows you to go wide very quickly. And then finally we have 2 Great Henge. Great Henge is green card advantage. Again, with some of our bigger power creatures stats, we are able to play the Great Henge out for cheaper. It costs X less to cast, where X is the greatest power among creatures we control. It adds double green and we gain 2 life. The life gain is also very relevant. And whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a 1/1 counter on it and draw a card. Mana base straightforward. 4 Castle Garenbrig and 20 Forests. For the sideboard, we have 3 Ram Through. Again, it's basically green removal. Now, it requires a creature being on the battlefield. We are heavily creatures, but with removal like this, it's not unconditional. So if you go to target one of your creatures, your opponent can kill your creature in response. So this is why this type of card is a lot better in the sideboard, so we can navigate and understand and see when we want to bring it in. What I really like about this card, though, is it provides extended reach. So if we put a trample counter with our Vivian Arcbow Ranger onto one of our creatures, or if we just target a creature that already has trample, which is quite a few in our deck, damage can extend over top of that, the excess damage, okay? So if we cast a big Stone Coil Serpent and we blast a 1/1, it's going to remove the 1/1 and all excess damage is going to go straight to the face. Agaric Unleashed, good against control. Planeswalker is traditionally good against control. It's very aggressive, you know, giving our smaller creatures +3/+3 in trample, -2 to create beast tokens, and then actually it kind of rebuilds really quickly by if we have then if an opponent controls more creatures, then you put a loyalty counter on Garruk Unleashed. So you -2, and if they have more creatures, it's only a -1, so it's not so bad. And its -7 is you get an emblem with, at the beginning of your end step, you may search your library for a creature card, put it onto the battlefield, and shuffle your library. Once that emblem hits, we're getting a creature every turn. 2 more Gem Razor in the board. Again, especially against those Wilderness Reclamation matchups. They're super tough. Shifting Ceratops, kind of the same idea. It can't be countered. We don't have to worry about that. It gets to hit the battlefield. It has protection from blue. Teferi can't bounce it. Uro can't block it. And for a green mana, we can give it Reach, Trample, or Haste until end of turn. We have 1 more Vivian, again against control. The Great Henge as a 3rd copy, and we have 3 Primal Might. So again, this is a removal spell that has a drawback by our creature can be removed before it's able to do anything, so it wouldn't do anything. So that's why it is in the sideboard, because it's very specific and only used in certain matchups. So with that being said, let's jump on in and see how this one feels. Okay. Mono green Stomp. Gubna. Okay, it looks like we're on the draw again to start. Seems like that's been a recurring thing today. This hand isn't great, but this is kind of what we're doing. You know, we're Stompy style, so we have Harpooner to play after our Yorvo to pump, and we have a couple Stone Coils to start it off with. I'm not going to play a Stone Coil for 1, there's just no point. Okay, well that's annoying. That was going to be a really good card for us. Scavenging Ooze is possibly going to be amazing in this matchup. If we go the distance, trading creatures back and forth, Scavenging Ooze will get bigger and buy us that life back that red is going to be taking from us. I'm definitely going to block this robber. Okay. So we're just going to get Yorvo out. It would have been nice to get Pelt Collector out and then play a creature, but Yorvo is just bigger and is going to continuously get bigger. Which is also going to make our Great Henge cheaper. If we resolve a Great Henge, our opponent's in big trouble. Okay, so potentially a shock from our opponent. I'm definitely not blocking with Yorvo, it will outgrow. Okay, so a Rimrock Knight then, same thing. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the Pelt Collector out. So I would like to get Skoos online, It goes to a 3. It does go bigger than a shock. So actually, let's do that. And then we're just going to start eating our opponent's graveyard. And then if they do want to kill it, it will grow our Pelt Collector. Okay, so our opponent just dropping his hand. We do have a Harpooner to take out that Phoenix. Okay, them attacking with Annex is actually a mistake. So we're going to get to take that out now. Yeah, they're going to go a little bit wide. They do have these Castle Embriths. But now we have a Great Henge. This is going to get a counter, so this is going to be a free kill against this Phoenix, the Ash. Okay. That trigger... So that's kind of actually annoying. That's not how I wanted that trigger to resolve. I'd like to maximize Stone Coil, but we're just going to play it as a 1-1. We're at 14. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Fortunately, we're not going to be able to attack this turn. We're going to have to wait a couple more turns. Pelt Collector, get the Harpooner out as well, and establish board presence. Okay, going to be able to kill our Stonecoil Serpent here. Just getting back his Phoenix. That's fine. The Harpooner will take care of that again. Okay, so actually let's go gameplay and take away auto order for these triggers. We are still gaining 2 every turn. Okay, so let's lead off with the Pelt Collector. Make sure we get the counter first. Questing Beast is nice there. So we can do both. So I'm going to lead with Questing Beast first. Actually, I should have led with... Well, no, Harpooner will be bigger. So let's go Henge Trigger first. Okay, Scavenging Ooze we're going to hold till next turn, and it's going to be awesome for us. So that's going to trigger both our Pelt Collectors. Let's block there, and let's attack with our 10-10. None of these can block, so yeah, opponent just takes it. Perfect. So just like that, this is a match where we are so creature heavy, so I mean, there's not a lot we have to really sideboard. So they're not playing much for red removal, it looks like. They might be bringing more in, but honestly, I'm not sure we even want to bring any of that in. We just want to trade creature for creature. Vivian making creatures every turn is awesome. We do want a couple Gem Razors. Gem Razors do deal with a lot. We might actually want more. What don't we want? I could trim one Yorvo and bring in a Gem Razor. Because they're playing Phoenix, the Harpooner seems really good, especially paired up with Scavenging Ooze. Because they're hyper aggressive on the play, Vivian might be a little slow. So I'm actually just going to cut Vivian and bring in this other Gem Razor. We just really want to keep them off Embercleave. That is their best tool, and Gem Razor can kill Annex. Okay, well, this kind of does it all. We just need some forests. That's not a forest. Okay, our opponent can light up the stage regardless if we block, so there's no point in blocking there. This is fine if they light up the stage again. They're going to actually lose a bunch of cards. They can only cast so many, right? Okay, since this enters with a counter, we're going to play the Serpent for 2. And then if we miss a land drop and can't play Yorvo, we can at least play the Barkai Troll and grow the Pelt Collector. So our opponent incentivized to play the Steamkin or lose it. That's fine. So now our opponent's just super behind. We're going bigger than them. They didn't establish an aggressive board presence. Now we're going to get to grow Yorvo over top of a Lava Coil. Okay, I misclicked there. I meant to attack with Questing Beast. That was a misplay for sure. They should be 4 less damage. Or 4 less life, rather, sorry. Okay, so let's Scavenging Ooze and just start making them. Oh no, did not want to do that. Struggling a little bit here with my clicks. Our graveyard didn't matter there, but a little bit frustrating. So if they have an Embercleave, actually that's really bad. They did just go wide enough on us. No attacks. We need to survive this turn. Okay, so Annex, if they have an Embercleave, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it only costs 2, so they can Embercleave and Castle Embra. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 16 damage. So we have to go like that. Well, we're just dead. I mean, if they have it, they have it, right? 16, 17, 18. So that's 16, 17, 18. We'd be at 1. Okay, so let's get out our Vivian.
Civilization has crept too far. Tear it down.
If we kill Annex, they get another 1/1. So we kill... That's fine. I'd rather... They have no cards in hand. We're just going to kill it. And then we're going to eat it as well. And gain a life, because that's the most important thing right now. I can't see too many outs for our opponent. How many? They have 2 castles, so it costs 3 plus. So 1, 2, 3, so they can't double castle. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, that's 5. Okay, we're gonna block 1, and hopefully they don't have, okay, a removal spell. Perfect. Alright. Okay, so we have to do 2. Sure, we'll do the troll.
I'd get out of the way if I were you.
Perfect. Okay. Just like that. That's what we want to see. Okay, well that felt sweet. Let's play one more. One land is not going to do it. Oh my goodness. Opponent goes first. Okay, we're keeping this. And henge for sure. And I guess a land. Never didn't have it. Okay, potential reclamation again. Nice little start by our opponent. Okay. Ramping out pretty good here. That is fine. So if our opponent doesn't have much else in hand, we're just gonna go over top. Getting this Lovestruck Beast down next. And then hopefully being able to keep the human alive to be able to swing with it. Okay, our opponent's gonna have a ton of mana though, so... Okay. Hell Collector comes out. Beast comes out. The way this triggers doesn't matter. Gonna block the 6. So So we have 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 damage. Nice. That's probably gonna do it. These Scavenging Ooze is gonna be able to eat up Uro. Ugin can still down tick by 2. A Questing Beast would be a great draw here. Anissa. Okay, well that's gonna do it. Okay, so our opponent is ramping. We want to be hyper aggressive here, so probably want these Ceratops. Probably want this Garrick. Vivian might be a little slow. Stonecold Serpent's going to be good, especially with ram throughs, so we probably want the ram throughs. So we're not playing defense. So Lovestruck Beast is probably fine to take out in this match. We want to be able to attack with as much as possible, so I don't know what they're doing. If they're just ramp, then Gem Razor's probably not good enough. And then for our final cut, we'll cut a Harpooner. Play first. This is a little better. Hopefully we can just go nuts here. We have awesome curve. Vivian's really good. Be able to get by any little arboreal grazer. Okay. I was thinking if he wants to hold it back to block Yorvo next turn, which in theory would be smart, but they don't know that we have Vivian in our hand, so we'll just be able to shoot it and then attack through with everything anyways. Alright. Okay, opponent just gonna block now. That's fine. There's an Uro. We're now gonna play Scavenging Ooze. That's 3, 4, 5. 3, that's 6. Okay, so they actually have the mana to Ugin again. So if they have Ugin in hand again, I'm gonna be pretty upset here, but like, what else can you do? I'm gonna Stone Coil. At least that'll survive. That was actually a good draw. It's gonna allow us to pressure Ugin if that's their play. Okay, so it was. Our opponent been able to hit Ugin quite nicely. gonna play Scavenge News and eat this Earl. And then we actually have to eat another creature to make sure Ugin's uptick doesn't kill it. Right. My mistake. It just died anyways. Arboreal Grazer is fine. We're just gonna blast it anyways. Alright. So let's just eat up Ugin in case they're playing Tameo. We don't want that coming back on us. Okay, is that lethal? We give it haste. They block. They take 8. So we're going to hold back the Ceratops for after they play something.
And listen to the sounds of the wild.
Okay, they're just calling it in. All right, looking to get 2 in a row. Stonecoil Serpent's going to be good in this matchup. We don't have Scavenging News, so our opponent could go just nuts, but I mean, what do? That seems to be kind of their deck. They've been fortunate enough to get their Ugins. Turn 1 Grazer is actually really good because we kind of start attacking through with our Pill Collector. It's actually really, really good for them. We want to cast Stonecoil Serpent for at least 4, so when they do... okay, they are down on cards, but they're going to be at 5 here. So again, I can't attack. That's at least 3 damage I could have done. Nissa is going to be really annoying here. Lovestruck Beast is fine. Yeah, I just want to keep curving out here, I think. The Ceratops next. Okay, so Vivian's actually kind of nice. Vivian will deal with this Lovestruck Beast. We're actually going to get the Great Henge online first, though. Because that's going to provide us with some card draw. And 100% I will trade this Lovestruck Beast for the Ceratops. That allows it to start attacking with everything else. Notably, Great Henge will not be hit by Ugin. Doesn't seem like they have much going on anyways. Okay. This is the big turn. So let's go ahead. Vivian. Garrick. Boom. +3 to one of our Tramplers. They must have something. They're not conceding. There's Ugin. Okay, some creatures would be nice here with the Great Henge out. No such luck. We get to kill it though. You know what? Maybe I should have just ignored him there. Maybe that's a misplay. Looking for a... There it is. Nice. Awesome. What a great finish. Seemed like a tough matchup. Ugin just completely obliterates us, but power of mono green Stompy. Let's take one last look at the deck and see what we like and see what we didn't like. Being mono green, I have thoughts in wondering if utility lands are potentially playable or not. I'm leaning towards no, just because we do have, double green, triple green. Any utility land will prevent us from casting that on curve. So now that I say that, completely ignore what I just said. Other than that, the sideboard, I'm not sure about these primal mites. I don't see where I would want them or when they would be good. Green has so many good planeswalkers. Like, maybe primal might is just better as more gas, more power. I would have to see it in action to really, enjoy it. Ram through is fine though. It's at instant speed. I like ram through a lot better than I like primal might. Depends on what you're playing against. There's only 4 ways here that I can see to deal with enchantments and artifacts. So if enchantment artifacts just become super predominant in the meta, then potentially we would want to add either Thrashing Brontodons or Kolgas to the sideboard. Besides the one Vivian Monster Advocate, everything costs 4 and less, besides Great Henge, obviously. So it could be that we just want 3 Henge in the main, and we just want to bring Vivian to the board. It seems like more of a fair card than actually like letting us win more. But definitely another Vivian Arcbow Ranger would be great. So hope you all like that videos. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Peace.